So I'm just settling in here for an afternoon of sport and catching up on the highlights of the athletics last night. Caster Semenya ran a magnificent 800 meters, meeting record, second fastest time this season, and in fact, the fourth fastest time in history. But have a listen to what the commentators said.
Can tell you that only 4 other athletes in history have gone as fast as that. Had she not run quicker in Paris 2 weeks back, that would make her the 5th fastest athlete in history. But Caster Semenya then, well, she's not celebrating, not smiling too much, is she? I think she might be a little disappointed with that one, Chris.
I agree. I think all the new music around the hotel, you were saying, was...
Right, she's just run the 4th fastest time in the history of the sport. Won the race going away from everybody else, unbeaten in this sport for the last few years, and she's not celebrating. Why is that? Because she's not competing against anybody else. She's competing against herself. She wanted to have a world record last night, not just a meeting record. She knows what she's capable of. She knows that she can go better. You know, our children are like this as well. We get results from school all the time from them. They come home. And imagine your child comes home with an 85%. Is that a good mark or not? Well, the answer is you don't know. Just as a single statement, 85% for whatever subject. That is no indication of whether that's good or bad. Maybe your child, let's say the subject is science, maybe your child is actually a 70% type child and they've just got 85% for an exam. They've knocked the lights out. They've done better than anybody could have ever expected them to, and they should be praised and rewarded for the effort that they put in and feel thrilled at the result. But maybe your child is a 95% student. 85 indicates that something went wrong. Maybe they didn't put the effort in. Maybe they slacked off a little bit. Does that make sense to you? That 85, a number on a piece of paper, is absolutely useless to you because it doesn't tell you relative to the child himself or herself, what is his or her potential, what were they aiming at, what have they achieved. Doesn't tell you relative to the rest of the class. It could have been an easy test, it could have been a hard test. We've got to get away from the tyranny of just looking at the marks and become a lot better as parents at looking at the effort and energy that's put into this. Let me be practical for you right here. Nobody should go up to Caster Semenya and congratulate her in a big way on winning the race. She was expected to win the race. We should say to her, right, what do you need to do to get that extra second or two to get the goal that you are really aiming at? As parents, we need to talk less about the actual marks that our children get and focus more on the effort and energy that they put in. Stop saying, well done on getting 80, and rather say, well done on the effort that you put into that. Well done, I see you did a lot of extra work for that. Whether that well done is the result in a 65% or an 85 or 100%, that's less important than the effort and the energy that's put in. And it's much less important than what your child was actually aiming for. Knowing what they're capable of and pushing to achieve it and surpass it is actually more important than the actual mark on the exam. Remember that the next time your child brings a test home. Forget about the mark, talk about other things.